Well, good morning, everyone. How you all doing? Widder Dave here. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning. I know I am. It's a little cool here in Tennessee. Not for Brian. Brian loves this weather. I don't. It's rainy and just damp and cool. Makes my old bones hurt. Lord have mercy. But anywho, hey, remember what this day is. Let's take a moment of silence and let's just remember. That's all I'm going to say. Well, today we're just doing a little carving on cedar. You know, we take a break from the bear. He's almost done. You've seen enough of him. I got to do these statues. I just did one for a lady's anniversary for her mom, stuff like that. So, got to sand it. Just finished up another beautiful eagle. I carve these a lot. I love the eagle. Red, white, and blue, folks. 100%. There's nothing better than red, white, and blue. Yes, I'll tell you that right now. Do them quite a bit. But anywho, let's get you down here. You don't want to see the old man. No, you don't. So let's just get you down here and do a little carving. Yeah, let's get you down here. Going to work on Lara's cutting board that she's been putting together for her son. She's doing a good job, really good job. She planed it out yesterday, and today she's got to do the sanding, and then we're going to run the router around the edges and stuff, and then we'll have to do some more sanding. If you do woodworking, and you build, and like I do, I just don't carve. I build constantly. I'll show you what I'm doing right now. Some of my new toys coming out this year. I've always built my own toys, so just like a little rail car. Just a new little toy. All made, wood. I love making toys. I have. And what's good about toys is I get to be the first one to play with them. Woo! I mean, ain't that fun. You never know. You come to my shop and you see them. We may have to try to get down. I can't really get down on the floor. We have to do it on the table saws. My old knees and back just don't let me get down like I used to. Nope. It don't. But man, we could still play. Yes, I just, out of my head yesterday, I just made a toy, a wooden buck, a pattern. That way I can make them just pretty fast and no measurements and stuff like that. So I'm going to make, maybe 15 of them, see how they turn out. I used to make toy airplanes and helicopters. And, I mean, golly, folks, I made all kinds of toys. I make baby toys and stuff like that. And, like I tell everybody, just like my wooden spoons and stuff, they're all food grade safe. So is my toys. Again, folks, apologize. 1 minute. I keep jumping around like a rabbit. It's like yesterday, I was using the axe block and chopped all this one out. She's roughed out. Solid cherry. Very simple. And it will be food grade safe. Nice long spoon. All done with the hatchet and chisels. And then now I'm going to carve all the handle and stuff. There really won't be a crank on this because this is a stirring spoon, basically. So I won't crank this probably hardly none. There's no sense of cranking that one. I've got several of that style spoon that I make. I use mine all the time. But showing people how I just take a hatchet and a piece of wood and that was some of that leftover wood I planed down the other day, and I thought, well, I'm gonna make you a spoon. So that's what I did. Just drawled it out real fast and used the axe block, and I'm hoping today to do a video outside, but golly, the way the weather is, it's just stopping everything. I mean, I was, you know, I was hoping, but I really can't drag my my bench out and everything, which I may do most of that leaf when I first start on the new axe block. You know, may bring the bench out, so some people haven't seen my bench that I use when I carve primitive and stuff. You know, but it is on my other videos. It shows me using it. I think I was doing a duck on it. I built it a long time ago, and I'm wanting to build a new one, a different one than that one, and I just haven't built it yet. I just haven't, because I love carving spoons. And I use what we call a lap board. I think I've showed that, where you have a rope, and you use your feet for basically the clamp, and you pull down, and you hold pressure against your spoon, and it really works good. But there's another one that I want to build a bench where I can actually come in with my spoke shavers and my draw knives and draw out the shanks and most of the spoon. That's one of the original ways of really doing a good spoon, is you can draw knife it out after you get it shaped to that rough cherry there like I did. And you can come in with a tool called a spoke shaver and a draw knife. And then you go to your chisels and, you know, all kinds of little doodaddies and stuff like that. But, you know, didn't make it to Burger King yesterday. I had people come to the shop early. I kind of missed it, but, you know, hey, when you've got customers coming, you know, you have to stay. So I sold quite a bit in the shop, and that's just another good people that are supporting true handmade American art, American built and American strong. That's what we want to do. Support America. So they came here and they supported me. They bought right here in the shop. So I appreciate those folks tremendously. They were down around, I believe they said around Atlanta. They were up here on their vacation. Super nice people. And they just seen me, I was sitting outside carving by the tree. And wanted to see what I did. And I asked, do you want to see some art that's completely finished? And they said yes, and I brought them into my shop. I told them if they ever come back, just come on by and see me. You don't have to buy, just come by and see me. Sit on the new deck. I'll bring out chairs, and just you can sit there and watch an old man carve. If you want to learn, I'll teach you. It doesn't matter. Anybody can learn to do this. It's no rocket science. Just a little gumption. Just knocking out them whoop-de-doos. Whoop, whoop, whoop-de-doos. There you go. Oh, mercy. No, like I said, I don't know what this crazy weather is at all. Yeah, she's fitting good. What I had to do on this heart, my scroll saw blade, I didn't notice it. And I mean, I tell people, you know, there's no right, no wrong in woodworking. You just got to learn to clean it up and fix it. And it cut it at an angle. So I had to use glue and sawdust out of cedar, which you'll never see this. And I had to re-glue and build this whole side up, because this was the heart that went back into it. And it fits great now. I didn't see it, and I was cutting. It was too late. It done cut at an angle. And, you know, hey, if you're a woodworker, sometimes you just got to use the old Google brain. And how are you going to fix it? Mistakes is a mistake. You just got to clean it up and fix it. And I try to stress that to people. There's no one perfect in this world. After all these years I've been doing woodworking, building, carving, designing, making, mistakes happen. I am not a perfect man at all. Nope. I just enjoy what I do. I like to share with all my friends and family and everybody that's been following me on YouTube. You know, that right there means more to me than anything. People take the time to watch my videos, and you know, I know they're not the greatest. I know that. There's people that know how to edit and know how to do this and that, and you know, make it really neat and fancy and, you know, stuff. And nope, mine's just an average old Joe just trying to survive in this world. He likes doing YouTube, and you know, I just like sharing my love. Yep. I'll get my wife out here so we can fire up that router here in a little bit and get that cutting board run around. It's for her son back in Indiana. So he contacted me to make the cutting board. I'm like, no, I don't want to make the cutting board. I want his mother to make the cutting board. She's a woodworker too. I taught her, you know. So I said, you make the cutting board and I will help you. I'll show you how to build one. So that's what we did. My wife, Lara, is a phenomenal woodworker. Very proud of her. And she never did do woodworking at all. And she never carved at all. And I've taught her, and she's carved for, I think, over 22 years. You know, she don't carve like I do. She's just a casual carver when she want, you know, when we're out or something. But yeah, she still can carve. I've taught her. I'm a religious carver. I carve religiously, or build religiously. Just setting lines. That's the common thing about a wood carver. Just separating the lines and understanding the carving and stuff like that. Letting it talk to you. And all that good stuff. She's telling you a story. Just talking away. Yeah, remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. I've said that for years. Just take your time. Understand. And this is with any carving, not this or anything. Just the base, what I'm trying to teach people is slow down, breathe, think about it, and take your time. If you get aggravated, set it down. Walk away. He'll come back. He'll talk to you. It will. The people that I sold to the other day, yesterday, they got a friend down where they live at that has a Tiki bar. I used to build Tiki bars, and they wanted to see some of my finished Tikis and stuff, and they took pictures, and they're going to show this man of what I do. I mean, I love doing Tikis. That is one of my passions. Tremendously. I am what they call a head carver. I carve heads and faces, and it's a mythological carving, yes, but that is just a love. A tremendous love. And I'll grab one here in a minute. I've showed it before. And I showed these people. I still got them in my shop. Because these are several months of carving, and then several over a month of just painting. Over a month. Sometimes it takes me longer than that, because I'm very particular how colors lay in and textures, and if I don't like reds and I don't like greens, so I end up remixing, adding pigment to it, textures. I'm very, very funny about how I paint. That's why a lot of people say, well, Woodward Dave, show us how you paint. See, that's really hard. Like I said, I'm a non-modern artist. I didn't grow up where you can, I've got them. I've got latex in bottles and stuff. But most of the, back when I was a kid, you didn't have paint in a bottle. No. You had to figure out how to make paint. How to, you made a red. Well, now you've been using red forever, but it's boring. It's the same red you had the other day. 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So now you got to recreate that red. So now you got to mess with it. That's the difference in me. So it's very hard for me to show people what I see in my brain, how I feel, all that. Very, very hard. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to remix paint and stuff, but it is for me. It is for me. I want to be the different duck on the block. I've always been different. Well, I guess I always am going to be different. Yes. Gotta give her a little whoopie-doo here. And then I'm not worried about how the heart sits, because I will carve the heart to fit. When I get done carving the body of her and him, I'm not worried about this edge here or nothing in here. I will shape it to fit this here. I will cut it down. And then I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about carving a second heart into this heart. I do that a lot. And then I usually texture the inside of that, because it's two people. It represents love. So it's two hearts. I got tons of this cedar stuff I carve like this. I love the sound and the smell of cedar. That's my cologne. The cedar or aromatic woods. I used to sit at that McDonald's and I'd have sometimes 20 or 30 of these sitting around on my table because I could sell at McDonald's, and people come in and I could make some serious money. Weddings, and then every once in a while I got to get a hold of Hannah. Hannah is a young lady, is a phenomenal artist. You've heard me talk about her before. She does all my calligraphy, because some of these I can do calligraphy on them. And this one I just did the other day and finished it up. This is all God-given. Mother Nature, whatever. This one has the white in it. Look how beautiful that white is. I would love to have tons of it with the white. Look at that. Look at that grain right there. And a lot of people think I glued this in. Nope. This is all one piece of wood. I carved the heart. There's a piece of dirt right there. I'll have to get that out. And these things are nightmares to spray. Oh, Lord. Because it likes to run around on these things, and you got a steel wool, and I urethane all these. And yeah, she's one of my newest ones I just got done. I carved this one a lot. I actually enlarged that for a wedding one time. I wanted it much bigger because his daughter and son-in-law had like I can't even say it. It had the weirdest name, and it had so many letters in it, there's no way I could ever get Hannah to put it on there. So we had to enlarge it. He paid for a bigger statue, and then I carved it for this wedding. I mean, it was much larger than that, and they loved it. But they had a football name, I tell everybody, a long name. So I had to enlarge that carving there. I still got the pattern. I had to redraw it, and, yada yada, and finally got it done. I do several of these things in cedar. A little dry, folks. Let's have a little coffee. Scott come and brought me coffee. She's gonna get hold of me. My good friend in Kentucky, Phyllis. I had an old man's problem there, Phyllis. When you watch this, I had an old man. She brought me coffee. A couple other people has brought me coffee. They know I am a coffee person. Phyllis, when she brought her the coffee, she goes, "It's a little strong." Like, it's perfect. It is. I like strong coffee. I do. I like strong coffee. Oh, yes. A little more whoop-de-doo here. Look at that pretty knot there. You know, there's a knot there. Yeah, it's not fun to carve knots. It just racks your blade, but every once in a while, you know, it is cedar, so you've got to learn to work with it. You got to learn to work around it, learn to work with it, learn to understand it. Sometimes the knots will get loose, so CA glue is your best friend. You glue them back in, you carve around it, and keep on going. Just face it, super glue is everybody's. If you're a carver, it can be your best friend all the way around. I carry super glue constantly. I glue my skin if I cut myself. You know, I glue my carvings. You know, just shaping all everything. Take your time. Can't stress that enough. Yeah. Going to do some cooking for all of us after a while. Brian's coming over and everything, so we'll cook up some stuff after a while for everybody and just hang out and have a good meal and have some good conversation, and there you go. Yeah. I think I could carve these in my sleep. I've carved so many of them. Yeah. And they're a folk art. A lot of people say, well, why didn't you put faces? These do not get faces. They're folk. They're a muted face. The whole carving tells the story. You just don't need the face. I grew up around folk art. I love anything that's folk art. Things fun and whimsical. That's what I like. Fun, whimsical. That's why I do so many gnomes. And my magnet gnomes I'm doing, they're hanging on the cabinet. They're coming out nice. They're going to be sellers. I've already sold one. I got to ship it and everything. And they're going to be sellers. I already see that. All right, so now we got it roughed in. We've got her ponytail, and there's her ribbon around a ponytail like right there. It goes all the way around, you know. This is the face of the carving and everything. This will be the back side. And it'll get somewhat shape, but the face naturally always gets a lot more shape. A little whoop-de-doo here. Then you gotta remember to keep putting that heart back and forth. Because, you know, right here, let's get an old Pensy-Rooley out. Right here this is all gotta get swooped down in through here. Right here. So all this gotta get cut down. You gotta look at it. You know, right here. You know, all this gets cut down. It's gotta get cut in there where this heart, it will meet this edge right here. It's like a rubber ball, bounce back and forth, back and forth. All right, get out of there. Come on. There you go. Yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. You just kind of taper that down. Take your time. Yeah. See how it's tapering in? Right there, she's tapering in. Yep. Right there's a little low. It's got to be lost there. Just back, forth, bounce that rubber ball. And you got to get that crazy heart out. Let's get into here. Lay that blade down. Let that blade talk to you. She's talking. And you know, when you carve cedar, you just got to be willing to fix things. The cedar does split very fast. You'll be cutting along and it'll be looking pretty, and you'll think, oh, take a tad more off, and Sometimes I just want to take myself out to the woodshed. It's like, why did you do that? Now you've got to fix it up. Yep. Cedar's beautiful, but it can be very, very unforgiving. Had a beautiful day yesterday, but today, it's like I said, it's just cold and wet. And I mean, I'm not going to gripe about the rain because we need it. Got to water our mountain. But cold, I don't like that. I just don't. Yeah. Just cutting her. She's sitting on her legs, basically. She's just sitting right down there on her legs. Yeah. Yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. Little whoop-de-doos. Whoop, whoop, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. There you go. Yeah. This has got to go this way. Yeah. Back, forth, back, forth. Yeah. You want the front more in depth. The back, not as much. One thing you got to determine, you do these, you got to determine what side you want to do, how you want to lay it out before you draw it, what's the best looking grain, what's the carving telling you, how does it fit the wood. It's telling you, believe it or not, it's actually telling you what it wants. I believe that. And actually, this won't be a strong cut here. It's just going to be a little round over because she sets right here. She starts setting from here back. So you don't want to touch none of this or she's going to wobble, wobble, wobble. Yes, and cedar is a type of wood that you'll be It'll be beautiful, and you get up the next day and it has a crack in it. Now you got to learn to fix it. Cedar's known for cracking. Even though it's dry and everything, it can be very daunting sometimes and very aggravating. Because I've had it where it was sewed and it needed to go out and it had a crack in it. And then I was scrambling. I mean, I know how to fix it. I know how to hide things. I've been a woodworker all my life, and I've learned tricks and stuff. So I know how to hide how I fix it. You really won't, especially cedar. You just got to learn to, drink some more coffee. Smile, try to smile. Yep, and fix it. You carve cedar, it can happen. And this stuff is nice and dry. Cedar does dry very fast too, but sometimes you open up that grain and she's like, hello! You think you're done? Nope. Let's check. Alright, she's getting up there. I need to stop. We're running up time. Oh, Lordy. Let's get you up here so you can see the old man. Well, anyway, just want to say thank you and appreciate and love everyone. And like I said, just take a moment for silence today and, bow your head. And that's, like I said, that's all I wanted to say. Just remember, folks. Remember what this day is. It's, just remember what the day is. And just get out there and use the old Google brain like old Whittler Dave does, and no right, no wrong, have fun, and that's it. That's woodworking or carving or building or whatever you do. But anywho, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Please leave me a comment and please hit that like button. I would deeply appreciate that. And Whittler Dave just says thank you. And I appreciate and love everyone, and you all have a blessed day, and I'll just talk to you later. Thank you again.